2 is already, for me, I think the best movie I've seen in the last 10 years. I love it that much. Saw it a bunch. Has huge success at the box office, crossing, I believe it crossed the $700 million mark. Ray, you can correct me. It's either the $600 or the $700 million mark. I can't remember which, but it made a ton of money for itself. But its success continues. As it is now out and available on VOD. Did you get that number right?
708.
So it crossed the $700 million mark. So congratulations to them for that. But it has hit and maintained the #1 spot on home VOD for 3 weeks in a row. That's not common. It's not like it never happens, but it's not common at all. And especially when you consider, we're not talking about a $5.99 rental. We're talking about $25 you got to pay to watch this thing. This comes us from IndieWire, quoting Fandango at Home, tracking the VOD home sales. #1 movie is Dune Part 2. #2, Kung Fu Panda 4, which I didn't even realize it was available on home video already. Arthur the King at #3. Madam Web at #4.
$5.99, baby. I'm going to go out and get it.
Do it. #6, Monkey Man. Imaginary, Late Night with the Devil.
To get something straight.
Arcadian, and Ordinary Angels in the 10th spot. Now, by the way, as far as free streaming, Jerry Seinfeld's Unfrosted, not being lavished with great reviews, but it's Jerry Seinfeld, man. It's #1 on there with the Judge being at #2, which is weird. Why is the
What is
Judge?
the Judge?
Yeah, that's the Robert Downey Jr. movie.
Yeah, I think it just made it to streaming.
Oh, is that why it's there? Okay,
Yeah.
then #3, Shrek. #4, One More Shot. #5, Anyone But You. #6, The Great Wall. Why is The Great Wall on there? Who's watching The Great Wall?
What's the algorithm for that one?
Who is watching Matt Damon's The Great Wall? #7, The Equalizer. #8, Blender. #9, another Shrek movie, Shrek Forever After. #10, Secrets of the Neanderthals, an original Netflix documentary. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. Listen, we all carry around different stressors, big and small. When we keep them bottled up, it can start to affect us negatively. Therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and to figure out how to work through whatever is weighing on you. I've said for a long time, it's time for us to start prioritizing mental health as much as we prioritize physical health. You know, we encourage each other when we go to the gym to take care of ourselves physically. Well, it's time we start encouraging each other to take care of ourselves mentally as well. So if you're thinking about taking that step and prioritizing your mental health, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. So get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Campea today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Campea. Rob, what is it about Dune 2 that, you know, as had this kind of legs? I mean, we know it's a great movie, all right? So that goes there. But for it to then transition out of theater, go on to VOD, and hold the #1 spot at a hefty price tag, but hold that #1 spot for 3 weeks in a row, why is it continuing its success on home video?
Okay, you know, John, I'm always banging on about verisimilitude, the quality of something being real. I think that when people go to the cinema, they want, or watch movies, they want to be transported, truly transported. And I think that, as you pointed out, Dune 2 and Dune 1 actually are some of the most immersive, transportive, cinematic visions of science fiction, of worlds, 10,191 that have ever been put to celluloid or digitally captured. And that film is truly transporting in a way that very few films are. And to watch it, from the visuals to the design work to the actors themselves, to Austin Butler's Fade Routha, everything about the movie is utterly, I wouldn't want to call it enchanting, because that's not the right word. Maybe ensorceling is better. To watch that movie, it puts a spell on you. And it's unlike anything you've ever seen. And what Denis Villeneuve has done is what, in a way, Star Wars did in 77. It shows an audience things. I mean, I know it takes place on a desert world, but that we've all seen deserts, but the feel of everything that's going on, the combination of Hans Zimmer's music and Greg Fraser's cinematography and the actors and the portrayal of the world of Arrakis and all the technology and the Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV and the Landsrat, all that stuff is amazingly realize, and John, it's like The Godfather. You turn it on, you can't turn it off.
Yeah.
It's absolutely just, I watch those movies and I'm like, I'm going to watch 5 minutes of it. Nope. You get sucked right in. And it's just spectacular.
So let's transition then over to number one on streaming, which is Jerry Seinfeld's Unfrosted hit number one. Again, Ray, Ann, and I went to go see Jerry Seinfeld live again a few weeks ago. He performed the day after CinemaCon ended, so we extended our hotel one more day, stayed an extra day so we can go see Seinfeld live. And I had problems breathing. Yeah. Like, Seinfeld is better today than he's ever been. He's 70 now, and he's better today than he has ever been. He slayed. I've watched about 20 minutes of Unfrosted. Unfrosted does not slay.
Right.
And, you know, we and I think I put my finger on it, because the other day we talked about the fact that it's weird because stand-up comedy works on a stage doing stand-up comedy. Just trying to take those jokes and make it into a movie. Joe Coy, my favorite comedian in the world right now, he did the worst movie of the year the other year with Easter Sunday. It just didn't work. But then I thought about it and I thought, but that's what the Seinfeld show was. Like, Seinfeld was basically his comedy bits turned into a show. But I think I figured out what the difference is.
Larry David.
Well, Larry David is definitely one of them. Curb Your Enthusiasm. Ann just started watching Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, no, that's
she's
awesome.
loving that so far. It's so good. But when you watch Seinfeld, as ridiculous as Seinfeld is, it's real ridiculous. Like, it's like, yeah, it's ridiculous, but you could totally see people, and maybe even people you know, having these conversations. Unfrosted isn't real ridiculous. It's like, it's spoof.
Right.
And Easter Sunday, when Joe Coy is telling these stories about conversations with his Filipino family, it's hilarious because it's real ridiculous. In Easter Sunday, they crossed that threshold and just became spoofy ridiculous. And that doesn't work. I would love to see Jerry Seinfeld actually write a comedy movie that is, sure, ridiculous, but feels more real. Like, yeah, this could happen. Like, these conversations actually happen, as silly and as ludicrous and as ridiculous as they are. But he's still Jerry Seinfeld, so put it out. Even if it's not good, it's number one on Netflix. Have you had a chance to check out any of Unfrosted yet?
I watched Unfrosted, and I feel the same way that you did. It was like one of my favorite comedies and one of the greatest satires ever made is Stanley Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove. And here's a movie that was...
What's the full title? How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
Yeah. And the thing about Dr. Strangelove was Kubrick started adapting a very serious book about the end of the world. And he realized this whole situation is absurd, so he pivoted and made it into a comedy. But the thing is, they don't know it's a comedy, and everybody's taking it very, very seriously. But they never break the tone, you know. And like when the president's like, "You can't fight in here. This is the war room," you know. It never breaks. Whereas Unfrosted constantly breaks its own rules. Every moment, you know, it's suddenly like, oh, it's the Mad Men scene where you literally have Mad Men. John Hamm is pitching this idea, and it's like, am I watching a scary movie thing? Is this, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt too.
And if they had just made it a spoof but played it straight, like, and when you're watching, I hate to say it, but it breaks the fourth wall. All you're thinking about is, oh, there's the guy from Mad Men doing Mad Men. You know, it's like, the thing is, the idea behind it, I thought was great. The whole storyline.
Oh, and, I was looking forward to an actual story about the creation of the Pop-Tart told with humorous edge.
Yes.
Instead, we got something. We got a scary movie.
A scary movie. And I was like, wow, that's an interesting wrong choice. And it bothered me because some of it, I saw that it was frustrating to watch because I'm like, this could have been great. And it should have been great. But it was not great.
You know who is great? Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld is still good. By the way, I know I've been saying this for a couple of days now, but Ann and I discovered his now 6-7-year-old series, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. So worth a watch.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so easy to turn on.
And there's
just
17
run
minutes
it.
an episode.
Just run it.
Oh, and they're so great. I really, really love them. Anyway, guys, question is for you. Have you been one of those people at home VOD paying $25 a month or $25 for Dune 2? Have you watched Unfrosted? How did you feel about them? Whatever you think, Jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.